In a jaw-dropping press briefing, Trump White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt threw the Constitution in the shredder, declaring America cannot function if President Trump has to deal with co-equal branches of government having the ability to check his power. This is not a gaffe. This is the truth as she sees it. Take a look at this.
Tariffs. The courts should have no role here. There is a troubling and dangerous trend of unelected judges inserting themselves into the presidential decision-making process. America cannot function if President Trump, or any other president for that matter, has their sensitive diplomatic or trade negotiations railroaded by activist judges. President Trump is in the process of rebalancing America's trading agreements with the entire world, bringing tens of billions of dollars in tariff revenues to our country, and finally ending the United States of America from being ripped off. These judges are threatening to undermine the credibility of the United States on the world stage. The administration has already filed an emergency motion for a stay pending appeal and an immediate administrative stay to strike down this egregious decision. But ultimately, the Supreme Court must put an end to this for the sake of our Constitution and our country.
Yes, so that's not a misstatement. This is the official spokesperson for the President of the United States openly saying, the government can't work right if Trump is held accountable. If Donald Trump is in any way constrained by what he's allowed to do, nothing will work right. It's not just authoritarianism, it's illiteracy. It's the opposite of how the United States government was designed to function, and it's the reason that we even have a constitution to prevent a president from becoming a king. And the entire reason that we have these branches is to keep any one of them, the legislature, the courts, the executive, from steamrolling the country. But Caroline Leavitt has a different view. It's all just getting in the way. The only real path forward is that Trump gets to do whatever he wants. Checks and balances to Trump are now a threat. Any kind of oversight is a deep state plot. Constitutional limits are optional. If I don't want them, I just turn them off. And it gets even worse because in the same briefing, Caroline Leavitt was asked about it. It's so humiliating. There was this MAHA report. Now you might be saying, David, isn't it MAGA? No, this is a MAHA, Make America Healthy Again report that RFK and others have been citing. It's a mess. It cites studies that don't exist. It goes, hey, here's one idea that's good based on these studies. You check the footnotes. The studies do not exist. We don't know if it's ChatGPT. We don't know what. Caroline Leavitt was asked about it. And she goes, oh, no. Trump has total confidence. These were just formatting issues. Take a listen.
This investigation found that the Hallmark Maha Commission report that was released last week cites studies that appear to not exist. We know that because in part we reached out to some of the listed authors who said that they didn't write the studies cited. So I want to ask, does the White House have confidence that the information coming from HHS can be trusted?
Yes, we have complete confidence in Secretary Kennedy and his team at HHS. I understand there were some formatting issues with the Maha report that are being addressed, and the report will be updated, but it does not negate the substance of the report, which, as you know, is one of the most transformative health reports that has ever been released by the federal government and is backed on good science that has never been recognized by the federal government.
And a quick follow-up, can you talk about what tools or research goes into production of these kinds of reports? For instance, is it AI that's used to put together these reports now?
I can't speak to that. I would defer you to the Department of Health and Human Services. What I know is just what I told you.
You know, I've had formatting issues. Formatting issues are like the bullet points are misaligned. You've got like the black solid bullet point and then like one of the open white ones, but they're both supposed to be black. That's a formatting issue, okay? A 1-inch gutter when you wanted an 1.25 inch gutter at the bottom of the page, that's a formatting issue. The wrong font, using that childish Comic Sans when you wanted a serious font, that's a formatting issue. When the studies you cite were never published, never peer-reviewed, or not even real, that's not a formatting issue. This is press secretary spin. It's really gaslighting. You're being told to believe Trump shouldn't be constrained by Congress or the courts. You're being told to believe in a debunked report filled with made-up science. You're being told that reality has to blend with the whims of one guy. And if anybody stands in the way, government can't function all of a sudden. So Caroline is doing, I guess, what she's paid almost 200 grand a year to do, is say, without Trump and Trump alone, with unchecked power, fabricating science policy, and surrounding himself with loyalists who don't even understand what they're there to uphold, the Constitution, that is the only way government can function. And that is what an authoritarian collapse looks like. Not tanks in the street, press secretaries who think the Constitution is merely a speed bump. We should be terrified at this point in time.
I've been using Graza olive oil for years, and I am super excited that Graza is now a sponsor of the show. Graza olive oil is always fresh. It's never blended. They use one olive from one region in Spain, no mysterious blends. It's a traceable and fresher product. And the packaging is super practical. None of these messy, drippy spouts. Graza oils come in easy to use squeeze and spray bottles. They've got 3 types, super simple. Frizzle for high smoke point cooking, sizzle for everyday cooking, and drizzle, which is more for garnishes and dressings. I've been using Graza oil in my house for years. I love everything about it, and my audience gets 10% off the trio, which comes with all 3 of the varieties that they offer in a squeezy bottle. So you are all set for every style of cooking. Go to graza.co and use the code PACMAN. The link is in the description.